Happy Wednesday, strivers. I hope you woke this morning with great energy, with a great attitude, and a focus on what you're grateful for in your life. And people might say, why do you keep saying that every morning? Because I've developed my own habit of doing that, and I'm encouraging you to do the same, to focus your mind on things that direct you into a positive feeling, mood, and output for the day. And today, sometimes we can not feel like that, and often it's because of conflict. And conflict can be with other people and it can be with ourselves. So, what I'm going to talk about today quickly is congruence and conflict. Congruence is what psychologists use to describe the term meaning alignment. It's a feeling that we generate. And when we are in alignment with the best of who we are, with what we believe to be true, we generate this feeling of happiness, of pride in ourselves. We start to trust ourselves more. We begin to role model to the world and show our true selves to the world in all of our natural, unique glory. And it makes you feel more alive, it makes you feel more present and joyful. And when we're out of alignment or in conflict with ourselves, we're in conflict with ourselves and we can feel it. We feel it in feelings of doubting ourselves or feeling sad, shying away from things that we really want to go for. It can lead to us stopping doing things that we love in search for a feeling of safety, which isn't really a feeling of safety. It's safety from what other people might think of us. And by doing this, by living out of alignment in conflict with ourselves, we are learning to mistrust ourselves. And we start creating this false identity over and over again. It's who we start becoming. So I was talking about this with a client only the other day, and we had some wonderful discussions and wonderful pieces of advice came out of that session from their perspective. And some of the pieces of advice they gave for somebody who they were trying to teach or mentor or give advice to live in integrity with themselves. The first piece of advice was, remember to be the person you want to be despite challenges, despite fears, and despite doubts that might come. Because when you are being the person you want to be, you're stepping into alignment, you're fully aligned, you are being true to your own self, to what you believe. And that's very good for us, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So that was the first piece of advice, is be the person you want to be, despite challenges, fears, doubts, what other people might think. The second piece of advice was, keep practicing being kind to yourself, even when things are tough. So that's such an important piece of advice. To practice being kind to yourself means to say kind things to yourself, to be aware enough of your own self, to give yourself love, kindness, appreciation, acknowledgement of efforts. So that was the second piece of advice. Keep practicing being kind to yourself, even when things are tough. The third piece of advice was about something to stop doing. And it was to stop doubting yourself and trying to control other people's behaviors and feelings. Stop doubting yourself and stop trying to control other people's behaviors and feelings, because we can't control other people's feelings, we can't control other people's behavior. It's completely their area to control. The final piece of advice was start choosing, owning your own actions and your own feelings. Start choosing owning your own actions and your own feelings. So I hope this audio serves you to think about how congruent and in alignment you are being, and how conflict with yourself and others can take you out of alignment very quickly. And some of the pieces of advice, being the person you want to be, practicing being kind to yourself no matter what's going on, stop doubting and stop trying to control other people and start to choose your own ways of being, feeling, and acting. Because the truth of the matter is, I learned this as a therapist a number of years ago, well, decades ago, which was this statement that says, I am I, and they are they, and that's okay. That's a powerful statement if you write it down and think about it. So I hope this audio serves you. I hope you're feeling in congruence and in alignment with the best of who you are, no matter what's going on in your life. And I hope you win this day on purpose.